Hello, hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here of Plan with Elise, and today we are making two custom Patreon spreads. We have a vertical and a dashboard, and I'm really excited about both of these. So this first spread is for Anya, and Anya will be getting married this year, and so we are doing an undated spread so that she can date it for when it's appropriate. But I have the Blooming Romance sticker book from Happy Planner, which when I received the sticker book from Happy Planner, I was like, okay, that's cool, but I didn't really have any use for it. I don't even have any weddings coming up. And how perfect, because now we can use it. So I really want to kind of go big here with these quotes because they're so pretty, and like even just starting with this. But before I do that, we also have these. This is such a pretty sticker book. If you know anyone who's getting married, I feel like this is a great book to gift. Or if you already have this book, it's great to use for the week of someone's celebration or as like memory keeping. I'm not going to necessarily say buy the book just to decorate for a wedding spread if it's not yours, but if it's like, you know, someone that you love very much, like if one of my best friends was getting married, I might buy the book if I could find it on sale. Are these both going to fit? They should. But I don't know that I'd pay full price for a book just to use for one spread. But again, what you could do, where's my knife? I know I have it somewhere, is use it for the week of a wedding, but then also like memory keeping afterwards. I can't find my normal knife, so we're going to use one of these pen cutter knives. And just slice there. There we go. That worked. And then we had the quote, and so the adventure begins. And I kind of like that the letters have the floral on them too, because I feel like it really goes nicely together. Then, what was the other quote I wanted to use? You will forever be my always. So I'm pulling this up because I want to see the width. So I think we're going to do it here because I needed to see how much of these to cover up. So we're going to cover these three up. I love when the pen works well. Doesn't always happen, as we know, but when it does work well, it makes me very happy because it's just easy. Okay, perfect. And slice here. There we go. All right. Now we can take the quote and then we can get to the rest. But I just feel like, look how pretty this looks together like that. That's great. Okay. Now I want to see if there is, I know that this sticker book is probably sized for a different size planner. I wanted to see if there's a sidebar style sticker because I feel like on a wedding week, there's going to be a lot to do. I don't think there is. We might bring one in. I feel like because of the blacks here, it might actually be pretty having like a black sidebar, but I also don't want it to be too like stark of a contrast. So let's bring in these boxes. Okay, these are a little bit big. So we're gonna go, and we have these big checklists as well. I do want to use these boxes. I know that they're not square, but I want to, oh, we also have circle ones. Let's see how I feel about this. If we put this here and like this, that's not really gonna work the way that I was envisioning it. Sorry, I feel like I keep flipping through this very quickly. But we could do something like this. I just don't want it to be too simple. And I'm a little worried that if I go with like my normal kind of routine here, my normal styling, it might end up looking too simple, but I think that we can make this work. So we had those checklist stickers and we have to find them again. They were here, but they're too big. So let's get one of these size. We also have bullet points. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning back to black. I feel like I have to find a sticker book that has them, but I feel like this black is a really cool look. I just, of course, don't have my stickers organized and need to find the appropriate black ones, which I think I see right here. Like Black Boxes and More by Mojo Jojo Plans, because, oh no, this is just black boxes. I need to check it off to go along with it. So I feel like the black here is a pretty cool look. What I do have to think about though is a section like this. We have to go over it a tiny bit because of the flower, but I think it's okay because you don't really see it. So I'm just kind of spacing it where it's just gonna have that little tiny edge. And then maybe we'll take my pen knife again just to cut that little piece off. This is gonna be difficult. This is like a very delicate cut here. Because here it doesn't matter since the dot is there, but here it matters because you'd be writing right on it. There we go. Look at that. I was not good at the game operation growing up, but with stickers, sometimes I can make it work. All right, now we're gonna bring in black boxes. We're gonna do a sidebar, but we're gonna decorate the sidebar because I don't want this to be too black. So if I pull this up and then we go back here, we're gonna take one of these. I think this is really pretty. Put this here, and then we'll do, I feel like we can just do this little heart right here. I like how that looks. And then let's look for another quote, but we need it to fit this space, which might actually be really difficult here because of how big these quotes are. I like this one. We need to get it out of the wreath because that's not going to work. So I think this will work. Again, don't feel like because a quote is a certain shape or because it's in something like this that you can't change it to how you need it to be. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Then we're going to cover up this week's list as always. And you just really want to cover it up nicely here. And we're going to give that a second to dry. So while that's drying, before I put this down, let's look at the other side. I just need a little sip of coffee here. Okay. Now, deciding what I want to do with the shape of these boxes, or with the layout, I guess I'd say, of these boxes. I do think that they're looking really cute. So we can do, this is where I can get myself into trouble because I don't want to put it here because we have this box here. If I put it here, that's fine. However, I don't want to put a checklist down here because what would go up here? We already have the quote. So if I'm putting this here, but we have a quote here too, this is where we've got a little bit of a problem So I know, well, this could also go here. And then the checklist, okay, that's the solution. Sometimes it takes me a second. If this goes here and the checklist goes here, then we have this space for something else. This is now dry, so we're going to put this quote right here. Once in a lifetime, you meet someone who changes everything. To bring the black box in on the right side, what I wanted to do over here was a sidebar. I don't know, because Anya doesn't have a wedding date set yet. I don't know when it will be, but I'm assuming on a weekend. And so I like the idea of being able to have like a little bit of a journaling box here. So we're going to put this down. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay. Normally when I think something is so pretty, I say I want to keep it for myself, but I don't have a use for a wedding day spread or a wedding week. I have decorated a couple wedding weeks in my, I've decorated 3 wedding weeks in my planner for 3 of my best friends who got married, who ironically are all having babies this year. One's having their first and 2 are having their second. Actually, by the time this video goes live, the one who's having their first might have it because she is due the week this video goes live. Ah, so exciting. Okay, now I wanted to bring in I do, but I can't here because I need a checklist here. Oh, I know I could put a checklist here and a box there. Okay, that'll actually work. But I think that this I do is so big that I can't do the florals with it. And I think that's okay because we have so many of them throughout the spread. Yeah. This is just gonna go here. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. And it kind of like comes out from that box. So, wait, did I mess this up? Checklist. I did mess it up. Why did I think I could do this? Wait a second. Something's messed up here. I have to figure this out. I'm gonna turn off the camera. Okay, so what I think I realized is that either way, I've screwed this up because of how much I put down on this section, and I just didn't leave myself the room. But we're just going to assume, as I often do with my spread, this isn't just because it's someone else's, that we won't necessarily need checklists on the other side because we have the sidebar, and that sidebar sticker can work really, really well as like an overall weekly to-do list. So we're gonna trim here again. It's a little bit harder to do this way. Actually, a lot harder to do this way. There we go. Okay. And then up here, I was thinking as I was looking through the book that there were some of these headers like important and noted somewhere. Important, that I thought one of these might work if the size is right. It might be too wide. And then I wanted to take another heart because we had that heart there. And I wanted to bring this one in right over here. Okay, so actually I think that this is fine. Important because it looks kind of cute going across. And these can just be a couple of additional important reminders that are going to work there. I was thinking of using the purple, but we don't really have any more purple in, and I feel like if I use purple, it's going to come really, it's going to be like a stark contrast to the rest. So we're just going to put a couple more bullets here as an overall important section. And when I say a couple, I mean a few, because I think my understanding is a couple is 2 and a few is 3. Okay, we have got the spread. I feel like it needs one more thing, and that is the days of the week feel very serious. like the font, I think that we need something a little bit softer. So I'm taking Mojo Jojo Plans. I think this is Date It Volume 1. And we're going to make this just a little bit more romantic with our weekday headers. I think that these are pretty. And then this sticker book is sold out, I believe, but the 2.0 version should still be available. So as always, I will link everything that I'm using in the description. Lately, I'm also trying to note what I used that's sold out and an alternative option, but it can't always, I don't know if that's always going to happen. This one went over a little bit, so we just take our magic white pen and ta-da! All right, this is Anya's wedding spread, and I love it. Our next spread is for Liz, who is using a dashboard. And Liz shared with me a couple of examples about how she's using her dashboard right now. And it's pretty simple, but there are certain things that she likes to include and others that are kind of left as is. So that's just something to be mindful as you're watching me create this spread. I decided to pull out summer elements from Live Love Posh. So Liz's notes about style were that you can never go wrong with florals, but that she's not always great at using like icon style stickers like this, which I struggle with as well, especially in a dashboard. But given how Liz uses her dashboard, I actually think that I have some ideas about how I can use these that will be maybe a little bit of a step out of my comfort zone and maybe give her some ideas for her planner as well. So I actually just wanted to pause that for a second before I put that down because I was like, this may be an opportunity to bring in some washi. So I have a whole drawer of washi here. One of the things that I find is that yellow washi in the right color can be hard to come by. I've got a lot of washi. But this yellow might actually work. I think that that'll work for this. I don't know that I'm going to bring in blue washi, but I was thinking from Live Love Posh. I don't think I've taken this out yet. Trying to do this with a sticker on my other hand is not always easy, but we're gonna pull that up. I want it to be like, we're gonna put this down partially first. Partially because I don't want the bottom to be down, because I want to be able to figure out where this can go and kind of layer, but come out on the other side on both sides so that you see it. Just like that. It's like a tiny little extra thing that can have a big impact when it's done right. And I don't really know who decides it's done right. You know what I think of? Has anyone ever seen the movie Mona Lisa Smile? It's with Julia Roberts and who else is in it? Kirsten Dunst, and I can't remember who else is in the movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies, and I almost feel like it's an underrated movie. Like, it's one of these movies that I used to watch all the time, and actually it's just like making me want to watch it again because I haven't in so long. But Julia Roberts is a art history teacher. I almost said art history coach. Art history teacher at, is it Sarah Lawrence? I might mess that up, but I think it's Sarah Lawrence. And it's in the, it's decades ago. I don't know. I don't remember offhand what decade it's from, but one of the first conversations she has, or one of the first lessons she teaches and discusses, is what is art? Let me just decide which blue I'm going to use here. I think we're going to go for this bright blue because we've got it here. What is art? And who defines what art is? And who defines what its worth is? And I kind of feel that way, as I said, like if you do this right in your planner, who defines doing something right in your planner? Do you define it based on if it looks as pretty, quote, pretty as your favorite content creator? Do you define it if it's functional for you to plan out your week? Like when you're struggling to make a spread, if you struggle to make spreads, one of the things that I want you to consider is like who decides whether it's good or not. Because I will tell you, there are plenty of times that I sit here on camera and I'm like, this, and mid video in my thoughts, and sometimes verbally, I'm saying to myself, why am I doing this? Like, not why am I doing it because I enjoy it, but why is anyone like watching this? Is this even good enough to watch? What makes me think that I can sit here and create content that people will want to watch? However, what the last 4 years on YouTube have showed me is that not everyone's going to like what I do. There's a lot of you who do, and I appreciate that so much because you are helping me in so many ways. You are helping me add to my income, of course, that I can't deny that being a part of this. But some days, many days, this chat we have right here is the only human communication that I have. The only verbal communication that I have, even though you're not talking back. I feel like a lot of you do. I just can't hear you. So anyway, that was kind of a ramble, but basically saying like, don't be so hard. Oh, we've only got one blue square box left. Don't be so hard on yourself if you are finding yourself that you are hard on yourself when it comes to the way that your planner looks or the way that you decorate it, because it's just a planner. And as long as you're having fun in the process and the planner is functional for your life and your needs, then you're good. Then you've got it done. All right, we're going to put some boxes over here because this is how Liz uses hers, similar to how I use mine with this space. Now, I will say, because I didn't have a chance, well, when I shared my recent dashboard changes, things were a little different. I had talked about being able to purchase Kello Plan's dashboard planner. That planner, I believe, has now sold out since I put up that video. So one of the downsides of me doing videos in advance is that products do sell out by the time that, in between the time I film the video and it goes live. But it's okay. It happens. All right. I think that that's cute. And then I think we're just going to add a little bit more right down here. I think that just the addition of little washi strips like this can really make a big difference. This one we're going to cut because I want to make sure that the blue is against the box. We're going to spin this around. Sorry if I make you dizzy. But I want to make sure that the blue is against it and not the white. I just like that look better. Again, minor detail. Something's pulling up there. Put this down right here. Okay, cool. Now, Liz tends to put boxes over here, so we're going to do that as well. So pulling out from, I think here I have Mojo Jojo Plans and Live Love Posh Books. So we're going to do 2 boxes here. But before we put those 2 down, we can definitely add something fun in here. Because I'm like, wait, we haven't really used any of these stickers. You know what? Actually, I don't think she puts a header box here, so we're going to move this. For me, with these custom spreads, I want to make sure that they're functional for the person who's receiving them. So that's why sometimes I ask for an example of what style they use in their planner. And I think that we're going to take this big, no, that's too big. I want something that's a combination of the blue and the yellow. Let's see. kind of wondering, we're gonna try something here. I feel like this is gonna be too big, but we're gonna do it anyway. Put that there. Kind of put this sort of over it. And then this way, we can do this. And instead of putting the boxes side by side, we can stack them. But this one has to be fixed because that's not even. Don't rip, don't rip. Okay. Sometimes just tell your sticker not to rip and it'll listen to you. Other times that doesn't work. And then we need to trim off the edge right here. And we'll use my punch to punch out the holes that hold on. Let's see here. Not pulled up, the holes that I covered up. All right. Back here, I have so many things on my desk right now. Oh my goodness. This especially happens when I do 2 custom spreads in a row because I have like stuff from both spreads. We're going to put this washi back down and we're going to put this box back down as well. And then on this page, I pulled out Rainbow Basics by Kel of a Plan because Liz uses Highlight of the Week over here. So I'm also thinking, do we still need this little box here? You know what we could do? We're going to pull this up yet again. Sorry of all the pulling up. I feel like so let me back up. This year, this month in June, I have 3 new, and I'm giving new a quote, 3 new people who I'm making custom spreads for. We have Liz, Anya, and Sean. The reason I did it in a quote is because Liz was someone who I made custom spreads for last year, but it wasn't a dashboard layout. She switched to a dashboard layout. So whenever I'm making like new spreads for someone or spreads for someone new, these are still crooked. I think the yellow's crooked. I tend to just struggle a little bit more because I want to make sure that, you know, it's something that they like. And because they are Patreon members who are paying for this specifically, you know, I want to make sure that they get their money's worth. Okay, that's better. All right, this side is pretty good. This side we need to add some more like fun to. So originally I wanted to use these sunflowers throughout, but I feel like I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So what I wanted to do when I was putting these down is over here on Sunday, I wanted to kind of replicate something similar, but I didn't want to lose functionality. So we're just going to sort of add that in, and then we need to trim it. And we're going undated so that Liz can choose when she wants to use this. I'd say that most of my custom spread requests do end up being undated. And then she tends to put boxes a few days a week. So I'm assuming that because the spreads she showed me were for kids' activities, I'm assuming that those might change once summer comes, but we're going to put some of them throughout anyway so that she can use this kind of the way that I've seen. And if things change, you know, I feel like boxes can always be used for something else. Liz is a big reader, so she can put what she's reading or weather, or there's so many different things that you could use boxes each day for. So that's kind of how we're going to do this, but maybe not all with the sunflower. Like, sorry, I want to make sure I'm showing you what's on here. I sometimes forget that when I'm remembering how much space I have on my spread. I also want to make sure that I'm bringing in a sunflower over there. So we're going to put one here because I don't want them only on one side of the page. Then let's see what our other choices are. We do have the lemon and the flowers that we could kind of sprinkle throughout here. I sort of am, even though I said I didn't want to do the sunflower for each one, I'm kind of digging the look. I feel like it's very consistent and I like how even that is. It won't be for everything because we don't have the space for it on Friday. But I feel like this is just very even and cohesive, and that makes me happy. I like that. Okay, let's take a yellow box and we'll put this maybe right over here for Friday. And then for Saturday and Sunday, I feel like we could probably include something else that's fun, like a planner, but I don't want to cover up Sunday entirely. This planner is probably going to be too big here. I don't think I can use it. Ugh. The struggle of the dashboard. If you use a dashboard, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's always this struggle of wanting to use so many of the stickers and not being able to. I think that we'll take a blue flower and a lemon. And maybe this clipboard could work as a sticker here. I feel like that's cute. You could write something small in there. And then maybe we just kind of finish it off with a little combination there. But because we have two of them, oh, we also have some bees. I'm going a little overboard here, aren't I? I think I am. Okay. Put a bee right here. Let's do a yellow box right here. Because we did one there and I think that looks cute. And Liz leaves this blank, so I am leaving it blank as well. Final step is that I wanted to cover up the days of the week using these. But I think we're going to go a little bit with the darker yellow because that'll look good with those. So we're going to cover these up. Adding fun to your days of the week is a really great way to change up things in your planner if you feel like it's boring. And I quoted boring because we all have different styles. And again, the theme of this video is enjoy what you're creating. Hope that it makes your life easier in some way, even if it's just writing down, taking out the trash, or paying a bill. Find joy in the mundane. And this extra step helps me find joy in the mundane. This space down here is very, very busy. I wanted to go a little bit busier and then let Liz give me feedback for future spreads. So I think we are set. We've got two very different spreads. We have Liz's dashboard and we have Anya's Blooming Romance Vertical. I think that these both came out so pretty and I'm really excited to send them. I'll link everything I used today with Summer Elements code Elise10 will give you a discount. And I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support and I'll see you next time.